There, I hope I'm there. Hope I'm there. Hope it's not too late. Ah! Wet. Very wet. Very wet. These are so wet. And it's kind of late in the season. It's probably a little late to be using beach towels. They may stay wet all winter. In a couple months, when it gets below freezing, they might just ice over, and we'll have to chisel the ice off them. We'll freeze dry them. Brr, brr, brr. This is, to be honest, not the coat I was hoping to wear. I like this shirt. I had a friend that gained some weight and realized, good morning, Julie, realized, or at least his wife realized, that the shirt and two of his shorts wouldn't fit him anymore. And I was there eagerly awaiting any gifts that would come from my friend's weight gain. Not that I'm wishing a weight gain on anybody. Hey there, bro Chacho. How are you? Hello, for sure. Hello, Dolce. Hello, Eileen. And Chippy. El famoso lobo. That's the famous wolf. I wonder what's so famous about that wolf. Wonder how much my neighbors love me yelling at the phone. Hello, user. On a Monday morning. There's a plane flying overhead. I don't know why I find that so interesting, but I kind of do at this early hour, and it's not that early. Let's see. No, I don't know. RJ's been watching Red Dawn. Has anybody out there not seen Red Dawn, by the way? This is the guy that met him, Ron Jeremy. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, yes, I did, Joe Swanson. This is the guy that met Ron Jeremy. Hold on. I'm a little not feeling as comfortable as I should. Yes, I met Ron Jeremy. I mean, just saying that seems a lot more interesting than it really was. Hey, Namisa, thank you so much for following the live creator. Hello, Brian Sherman. Has anybody out there not seen the movie Red Dawn? I was hanging with my somebody special over the last bit, and we've always like watching movies together. And being that she's a few years younger than me, there's some movies that she just missed in her existence. And because I was born in 1968, a lot of the movies that came out in the 1980s were fairly popular to kids of my age. And yeah, there's a movie called Red Dawn starring Patrick Swayze and some of the other 80s. I think maybe Timothy Hutton's in it, but I can't remember which stars from the 80s were in it. Maybe Charlie Sheen. I don't remember. Possibly even Tom Cruise, but I don't think so. But anyway, it's a movie. And during the 80s was a very Cold War and time period, and it was a period where there were a lot of hostilities still, and the wall hadn't come down, and the movies were different, and we looked really at the Soviet Union as the bad guys. So they made the movie Red Dawn, where the Soviet Union actually invaded the United States, and a bunch of kids, I don't know if they were in high school or grade school, fought back. And somehow, Patrick Swayze and maybe Charlie Sheen and perhaps the girl from Dirty Dancing, Baby from Dirty Dancing, turned the tides of the war around. And maybe somehow, some way, these high school no-goods defeated the Soviet Union. and won the war for us. I don't know how it could have happened. I don't know how it could have happened, but I believe that's the plot. I believe that's the story behind Red Dawn. And the details obviously are sketchy, because it's really hard to imagine that Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, and Baby from Dirty Dancing defeated the Soviet Union, who had successfully invaded the United States. But that's my memory of the movie. And until I see it again, or until somebody freshly sees it again, that's the story I'm going to take for the movie Red Dawn. Good morning, Sandy Shepard, and good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Monday morning. It is September 18th, because last Monday was the 11th, and that's how I keep track of things. Very, just kind of bogan me out a little bit. But anyway, it is 8:08 a.m. on a Monday morning, and happy Monday to you. Again, my name's Ken Tracy. This is Coffee with Ken. This is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show I've been doing live at 8 o'clock every morning. Now that my schedule's a little more consistent, because as I've been talking about, I've been transitioning from a career, a 17-year career as a realtor, and transitioning from a kind of a temporary thing, working at Super Target, being the best shelf stocker that Super Target has ever experienced in the aisle 910 at the local Super Target where I worked for 7 months. Yeah, it's been hard. You know, sometimes I wake up at night teary-eyed, wondering, when will I go back to my Super Target? I wonder if the people there miss me at all. Or do the people even know I'm gone? I'll bet you they barely know that I'm gone. And usually where I go, I leave a fair wake in my path, because I'm me, I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I'm charming. And, but I think just the way Super Targets run, it's just a lot of, replaceable parts. And it doesn't matter what level you are, if you're a cashier up to the person running the whole store. And I know that to be true, because I was there 7 months, and I believe the person running the store is called the director. And they were 3 levels up from me in terms of my boss's boss's boss. And during my 7-month time there, the director left, and we had a month without one, and they replaced the director with a new director. And I barely even noticed. It didn't make any difference at all. I didn't notice. And if I didn't notice, I doubt any of the other employees noticed, and I'm sure none of the customers noticed. And it's kind of interesting. I was talking about this the other day, that I'd watched the movie Oh God, starring John Denver, and he was the assistant manager in a grocery store. And I worked in the grocery section over at the Super Target. But his job and the way he went about his day, to me, is always kind of what I would have expected management in a grocery store to do. He was hands-on, he was dealing with customers, he was dealing with employee issues, he was dealing with product issues. And I think he was the face of the store, and literally his picture was up on the store along with the manager. But if you went into my Super Target and walked around, you'd have no idea of who the boss was and who was working there. And I think half the customers came up to me, honestly, because I was older than the average employee, and I had a vest on with my name tag, and it said Ken on it. Made me feel very important. And I had a name tag as a realtor. What do you think about realtors wearing name tags? I was always torn in the beginning of my career, and everyone said, oh, you should always wear a name tag. You never know who your next customer is going to be or where you're going to find them. So at the beginning, I wore it intermittently, and when I went on appointments, I wore it. And again, I never knocked a cover off the ball as a realtor, but I did do it for 17 years. And I still don't know how I feel about realtor name tags. I think I know how I feel about realtor name tags. I probably don't like them a heck of a lot. But I'm kind of curious what the non-realtors that are watching think of realtors wearing name tags. You think it's cool? I wonder. Everlasting Bloom says cheesy and lowers the professionalism. I'd like to hear other opinions. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know. Oh, do you know? Denny Do says he's not a fan of name tags on realtors. Keep them coming, people, of name tags generally. But Denny Do, I'd like to hear specifically. I mean, I assume that means on realtors for sure. For those that have been watching a while, wow, we got 52 people watching. Where's my husband sleeping? I just tucked him in and gave him a kiss on the forehead before I came out to do my show. That's what we always do. Good, Bruce, get a little extra sleep. I'm going to go do coffee with Ken. Good morning, Jake. Oh, RJ, it is naughty. I'm very, very, very naughty. I personally think naughty is a word. I think naughty's been stolen by the sex toy crowd and by the swinger crowd and the super kinky crowd. I think naughty's still a fun word that can be used by every man, because I throw around the word naughty freely. I've done videos where I talk about I love taking baths, and in the video I said, and when I'm feeling naughty, I might take 2 in a day. And I showed it to somebody who was, I think, part of the sex toy kinky swinger crowd. And they said, oh, you shouldn't use the word naughty. That's not naughty. You're not being naughty. Naughty is this, this, and this. I wanted to flip out a dictionary and show her what the true meaning of naughty means. And primarily, I think naughty means not being nice. It doesn't mean necessarily sexually deviant or twisted or... Does it? Yeah, Santa Claus invented the word. What's the most terrifying to read word in Braille? Do not touch. Kind of witty. Naughty stealing cookies from a jar. Yeah. I was rated with a G-rated term of naughty. And apparently there's a much darker version used amongst the naughty crowd. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know this isn't just a show about me talking. Oh no, look at the steam. Not totally sure what I'm about to drink. This is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. Hello, Cynthia Lewis. We got a nice crowd today. Thank you so much for watching today. For anybody that's new to this show, I do it live at 8 o'clock every morning. And I'd appreciate if you follow my page. I've been on TikTok for coming up on 2 years now. It grows every day, and various social platforms I share these videos to, and I have a lot of fun doing it. And as I was talking about a minute ago, I'm transitioning from a realtor, transitioning from a serial stalker at Super Target into full-time content creation. And that's challenging, but I'll tell you what, anytime you start your own business, it's a challenge. Any business you do, whether it's a printing business, a real estate sales business, a content creation business, I bet if I had a law degree and wanted to open a law business, it'd be hard. And the biggest challenge most businesses have is getting customers. I don't think that's going to be necessarily a challenge for this. Because I got 65 people watching, and that's pretty good at 8 o'clock on a Monday morning to have 65 people, or at 55 or 10 or 15 or 20 or however many people I have at any time. Can I share more about how my content creation is going? I certainly can, but I can't do it just yet. Lest I get distracted from what I'm really here about. My hope, and you guys watched me pour it and watch the steam waft away, is that, hello, Lorraine from Idaho Falls. a day. I remember when it was 5 of us. Yeah, Joe, I appreciate you watching the growth and appreciating the growth. And I appreciate you all for joining. But my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you, as well being like in addition to me, that I'm not the only one with a hot cup of coffee in front of me, that you all, and I'm sure the coffee bean farmers of the world are appreciative of what I am doing, pushing their product upon the viewing audience. But anyway, without further ado, cheers to us. It's a mystery pot. It's a mystery pot. I'm going to guess, and I don't know. I was expecting perhaps the pumpkin spice. This is the third pot of coffee brewed at my home this morning. We started off with a pot of the Morning Joe, which is a hearty, rich, deep, big flavored coffee, dark roast. We transitioned, which might be my word of the day, transition, into the cinnamon dolce, which is delicious. Some call it dolce. Some that feel they're better than others call it dolce. And good morning, Ty. Ty, where have you been? And now I just took a sip of this coffee. And I don't know if it's because my taste buds are numb. Because it's my third pot of coffee? Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was. The fall blend. The fall blend. Let me try another sip. I mean, it's the fall blend. It wouldn't be the first. It wasn't the first. I made the first 2 pots, I believe, and somebody else made the third pot. And the first 2 pots were Morning Joe and Cinnamon Dolce. And then I'd probably go, or Dolce, and then I would go for the pumpkin spice, or maybe that in the first. But every once in a while, we like to mix in a pot of fall blend. And the reason is this, because we went to the store or ordered online, I forget where we got it, and they didn't have the cinnamon dolce, they didn't have the pumpkin spice. And we thought the autumnal name of the fall blend might be nice. You should be paid for your TikTok, or at least a cup of coffee. I haven't been here for winter times. Do you ever do live sitting out in the snow? Jake, I so appreciate that question. Have I ever done a live in the snow? Last year, when I really was kicking off the lives, we got so little snow. I definitely did do a live downtown Naperville when it had snowed. But it was a light snow, and the temperature was probably just high 20s, and I brought a lot of coffee, and I did do one live show in the snow. I did it in the cold several times, but last year we got so. Yeah, I'll go live. Yeah, that's true. I did walk through a forest in a big snowfall. I think the snow's beautiful. I think the fall is, Lisa Smith, you're right. I used to do lives while walking Holly. It was just very cold all winter. Yeah, Burlington Woods. Wow, you guys know. You guys are in the know. I'm just going to sit here, feel awesome, sip my coffee, and you guys talk amongst yourselves, ask questions, and answer them amongst yourselves. That's me pouting, acting like I'm not necessary, I'm not important. I'm going to take my ball. It's my ball. We're going to play by my rules, or I'm going to leave. What's your week goals for the show? What's my week goals? Week is in 7 days, not week is in W-E-A-K. What are my week goals for? It's funny saying my week goals. I never really set weekly goals. Yes, I mean, I don't say I never set weekly goals, but I don't often for the show. But as I was perusing through various video content this morning, the biggest challenge I have, well, somebody asked something about content creation a little bit ago. Live on YouTube daily. If I went live on YouTube, you guys wouldn't be there. You guys wouldn't be there. 28 hours of lives and 75 videos? That's 4 hours of lives a day. That's my gentle little throat would get sore and raspy. That would be a hell of a lot of coffee to drink. A hell of a lot of words to say. Get 4 more devices. RJ has big goals. He loves the idea. And RJ's a big, I met him this week and have been enjoying 2 bags of coffee that he brought me this week. So thank you again, RJ. RJ likes to fantasize, and he's an engineer. So engineers fantasize a little different than the rest of us. Most of us fantasize about naughty things. RJ fantasizes about having several devices in front of him and going live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and creating mass content on various social media platforms, building up huge audiences and monetizing in massive ways. But no, actually, that'd be kind of fun. But I don't know that I could fully give the attention to the audience that they deserve. Ty asked, do I work today? Ty, perhaps you have missed the last few days, Ty. As I was talking about earlier, and the word of the day. Oh, no, I've been watching a lot of Sesame Street lately. And they have the number of the day. And by the way, I was watching a Sesame Street this morning with my son, Augie, or my daughter, Eve. I'm not sure. I've been up early. And I've watched Sesame Street with both my daughter, Eve, and my son, Augie. I got up at 4 this morning to hang out with my beautiful little girl, Eve, who had woken up early in the morning or late at night. I don't know what 2 or 3 is. Is 2 or 3 late at night or early in the morning? I think for a parent with 2 little ones, it's probably early in the morning. But I got out of bed at 4 o'clock this morning and hung out with Eve and was watching various Sesame Streets and cuddling on the couch. And we had a little picnic on the couch of a little yogurt, a little pretzels. Oh, yeah. My kids like pretzels. And banana. And Eve doesn't even have a half a tooth yet. She's got a little nub of tooth on her lower gum. But she can suck on mush up pretzels in her mouth like a champ, or kind of mash bananas, and she loves the yogurt. I'm sure there was a point. Oh, we were watching Sesame Street. And the number of the day, which I found kind of strange. Thank you, Lorraine. And Dawn, thank you so much for following the creator. So appreciate when anyone follows my page. It really does mean a lot to me, and having fun watching this grow. But anyway, the number of the day on Sesame Street this morning was 17. And I just kind of found 17 was a strange number of the day, especially for kids that watch Sesame Street. I would say the average viewer of Sesame Street in my house, if you take me out of the equation, you add a 55-year-old guy like me watching it with my baby, who we'll call 0 just for sake of math. And you add us together, divide by 2, the average age is 27 and a half in my house, if it's my daughter and I. And I would say that's probably not the average age of the typical Sesame Street viewer. We'll just take the parents out of it. I'd say the average age of a Sesame Street viewer might be 4. So 17, seems like a large number for a typical 4-year-old. Maybe not. I don't know. But secondly, why wouldn't the number of the day be 897? I don't know. That was just a thought I was having. I like the letter of the day song. Oh, yeah. The letter of the day song comes on after kind of the main part of the meat of the show. And my son, Augie, first of all, is very particular about what he wants to watch and what he doesn't want to watch. He doesn't want to watch the introduction of the Sesame Street, but I've insisted because it makes me happy and the song brings me back to my childhood. So no matter what one we're watching or how many times we've watched it today, my little nugget of love, Augie, who's 2.5 years old, will reach for the remote during the opening of Sesame Street and complain. And we argue, and I say, no, Augie, no, we're going to watch the intro of the day. I like it. Makes me happy. And he'll go, huh. Don't want to make Dad mad. Plus, we're watching Sesame Street. We don't want Dad to turn on the business channel. We better let him go. And anyway, we watched the heart of the show, which is always fairly interesting and kind of a cute little story and kind of neat little thing. And then they roll into the letter of the day song, and Augie doesn't like that either. So that's my story about that. What's my favorite letter? Do I have a favorite letter? I mean, T's a strong letter. K, as you can imagine, is a good letter. But again, I like C. I like A. I mean, it's early. I mean, I'd say my least favorite letter, I wouldn't say I'm especially fond of U or Q. P isn't particularly interesting to me. Thank you so much, Shannon, for joining. Can I check out Daniel Tiger? I could. I don't think that I will. I think I've seen Daniel Tiger. I mean, again, this isn't my first rodeo. I've got 4 children. I don't know how long Daniel Tiger's been around. And I don't know if I watched it. It's based on Mr. Rogers. Oh, I like Mr. Rogers. Anyway, let's drink a little more coffee. Yeah, the fall blend. Nothing raises the spirits of this guy like a nice hot cup of fall blend by Starbucks. I'm just kidding. I like all coffee. I'm not that biased against coffee. Everlasting's Bloom is fully chatting in here, acting like she knows something about my little nugget of love. Should I drop Rashid Shaheed for Tutu Atwell? I'll tell you what, if I had a choice of Rashid Shaheed or Tutu Atwell, it'd be a coin toss for me. I assume we're talking fantasy football. I've never played fantasy football, and I'm a little bit of an aholic by nature. Good morning, Jimmy. I'm a little bit of an aholic by nature. Whatever I do, I tend to do a lot of. I bowl a lot. I fished a lot. I gambled a lot. I drank a lot. I drink a lot of coffee. And if I ever got into fantasy football, I think I could enjoy it too much, and I'd end up watching the Thursday night game because my defense is playing or my running back is playing or something or this or that. And I'll bet you fantasy football destroys a lot of marriages. As a guy that's been twice divorced, I don't need any more help destroying any more marriages. You know, I might go inside and just throw out that bag of fall blend. Because, I mean, it's coffee. Or maybe when we have guests over. Guests that I don't like too much, that aren't worth the cinnamon dolce or the pumpkin spice or the morning Joe. Eat a spoon of it. Seriously, my gag reflex is firing on full. Can you imagine eating a... I'm not even kidding. Sometimes you'll go to Starbucks, and I love going to Starbucks. I go to Starbucks about 2 hours a day. Somebody asked if I was working today. I'm transitioning from realtor to serial stock shelver to full-time content creation and having a lot of fun doing it. And part of my role as content creators do these live videos. Another part, and it's way more time consuming than you think, is going back and editing these videos and cutting them up into shorts and TikToks and Reels to post on various social media platforms. Because that is where my page really grows. This is kind of the heart and soul of the business. And again, I'm just exploring and learning and having fun with it. But when every now and again, I'll say something that's either funny or inspirational or motivational or just downright stupid on one of my live videos. And I'll clip it into a short and post it on various social media platforms. And they get a ridiculous amount of views. some of them. And, I posted one the other day that I think between a couple different sites is like over 50,000 views in the first couple days. And it might have been the one on what does a typical realtor get paid? But whether I'm talking about sauerkraut or realtor salaries or drinking too much or struggling with anxiety or being a divorced dad, I seem to have a lot of topics that kind of resonate with the audience. And how many total views this week? I don't know what my total view this week is, but I'm fast approaching 1 million views a month, and that's kind of neat. And I'll tell you what, even with 1 million views of video a month, that sounds like a lot. The pay is still not all you could dream it would be, but that's okay. I think once, as they say, the hardest dollar to make is that first dollar. And I made the first dollar a long time ago, and I'm moving forward, and now I've figured ways to make much more than that, but not, full-time salary pay. But once you have that first dollar in, it's just a matter of math and going, okay, this number of views got me X. 10 times that views will get me 10X. And 100 times those views will get me 100X. And 100X is a pretty good pay. And how many total views? Okay, 125 views this week and 18 hours alive. RJ's negotiating with me. The real question is, am I going to work out today? This is my day. This was my last day to complete one pull-up. Complete one pull-up, but get up my chin over the bar. I worked out yesterday. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day after a rainy weekend, which makes me think of one thing, and that's riding my scooter. Just as addicted to social media. I don't know why you keep coming up here. I don't know. Your lucky day. Hello, Iris. Why do I keep coming up? Do I need RJ? Of course I need RJ. Would you ever do a day in the life to get ready with me video? A day I'm the life or get ready with me video? I don't know. Yeah, they were probably having a bad day. It's so... I've had bad days. I was going to say I haven't had a bad day in a long time, but it hasn't been that long. People like to know, and I was working at Super Target for about 7 months, and there were some rough days in there where I was feeling, no matter how much I work, if I worked 100 hours a week, it wouldn't cover my bills. What am I going to do? I'm going through a divorce. I'm going through all this struggles. And as you know, I'm an emotional guy. And there were moments where I shed more than one tear while working at Super Target. But that was a bit ago, and it feels great waking up every day. And I've felt this way for the last 2 years. First of all, waking up without a hangover, or without a foggy mind of drinking or smoking the night before feels great. But waking up excited about what I get to do, excited about who I get to spend my day with, excited that I get to love on my little babies, excited that I get to go to Starbucks and drink some coffee and spend a few hours chopping up these videos, excited that I get to go live with you and spend anywhere from half an hour to 3 hours doing a live video, and just excited about the direction I'm going. And it feels good being excited, and life, as my brother Steve told me, is a lot more fun when you're excited about things. And I've been excited a lot lately, and I'll tell you what, that feels real good. And if you, whoever you is, who are listening, aren't feeling excited right now, I think the key for me over the last few years is just trying to get a little better every day. And there's so many areas we can improve on, whether it's our mental health, our physical health, our relationships, our spirituality, our financial situation. And what made it easy for me is all of those were a mess. All of those were a mess. So there were so many areas to improve on, and there were a lot of things I could take a bite out of and go, okay, I know I spend too much of my day sitting on the couch drinking Heineken. That's probably not good. Let's stop doing that. And that was a big one. But I stopped doing that. And I could go on, whether it's my mental health or my relationships. And I just realized that a missing part of what I've done over the last couple of years is working out. And I started doing that a month ago. And I can't believe I used to work out a lot. I can't believe that I hadn't worked out in 2 years really of any intensity, because every day when I go to the gym, it just feels so dang good. And just feels so dang good, and excited to go, and excited to get a little better, and excited to get a little stronger, and excited to have my bank account grow a little bit more, and excited to see the number of people watching grow a little more every day, and excited to see the subscribers grow, and excited to have my relationships feeling a little more solid, a little more, strong. And again, I think it feels really good to be excited. What was for dinner? Oh, had to think about it a little bit. Last night was a little, we served pancakes last night for dinner. And I didn't eat any. And I'm not totally sure why that was. I'm not above eating breakfast for dinner. I like pancakes as much as the next 9-year-old or 12-year-old or 14-year-old or baby. I like pancakes a lot with butter and syrup. But what I had for dinner was a pile of steak. Oh yeah, a pile of steak. And I know if you add sauce to a steak, it's an offense to the chef. But this steak was purchased at Costco and was already pre-cooked, so all it needed to be done to get it ready for my plate was to be heated up. So I don't think adding sauce to it was offensive to the chef. So I said, let's put some tzatziki sauce. That great little cucumber chive sauce that you put on gyros? Oh, yeah, I love it. And poured a big blob of that next to my steak and just kind of wolfed it down. Oh, and for dessert, I had a huge piece of key lime pie. Oh, yeah, it was a big piece. I'm the one that went and got it at the store. So I was the first to crack into it at home. And no taters, no carbs, except for the key lime pie. And I figured, I looked around, nobody was watching. I cut a huge piece out and then took it. And I figured anybody that came next would know they shouldn't take that big of a piece and probably think that was 2 or 3 slices of other people. And I almost brought it. There's some leftovers, which isn't a guarantee in this household, of the key lime pie. I almost brought it out and had it for you live. But I'd worry. What do they say in school? You're not supposed to bring candy to school unless you have enough for everybody to share. Well, let me tell you, I did not have enough for all of us to share of the key lime pie. And I wouldn't want to make you too jealous. Oh my gosh, I am getting hungry. I had a breakfast burrito for breakfast this morning. I had a banana. And again, I've been up for almost 5 hours. So I should be getting ready for lunch. And perhaps for lunch today, I'm going to have some key lime pie. One moment, please. Thank you, Key Grip. You're very sweet. Oh, as if an angel floated down from heaven and heard my cries, heard my complaints, heard my agony drinking the fall blend. An angel floated down from heaven and brought me some more coffee. And I think I got a proper scent of this angelic coffee. And I'm excited to have my first sip of the 4th pot from our day, because I don't think this is the fall blend. Oh no, this little angel from heaven wouldn't have come out with more fall blend, because the angel from heaven knew I had a pot that I was bemoaning of fall blend. Let me take a sip and just see if it's what I think it might be. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me take another sip. Oh, but it's so hot. It's so hot. No, it's not the Nicaraguan. When your tongue is, it's the pumpkin spice. Oh, yeah. It's the pumpkin spice. On the fourth pot of the day, again, your taste buds start to lose how it's going. Wait, it's not the cinnamon dolce. Hold on. Oh, no, it's the pumpkin spice. Oh, it's the pumpkin spice. RJ, am I salivating? Oh, yeah, I'm drooling like Pavlovian dogs. It's fun when you take a name and you change, like Pavlov. Do you guys know who Pavlov is? And Pavlov's dogs? Pavlov was, I think, some Russian scientist who was testing, I forget what it was called, but something with training dogs. I don't know why he's a scientist. It doesn't sound that great. But he would give the dogs meat and ring a bell. And he got the dogs so used to the bell and the meat that he somehow tested how much saliva was going on with his dogs. And he removed the meat from the equation and rang the bell and realized his dogs would still salivate. It's not a great story to have on Coffee with Ken. Audrey wants to know where my dog is. My dog is inside, doing whatever it is that my dog does. Oh, the little angel returned. My little angel returned. What's that? Oh, I'm in so much trouble. I'm in so much trouble. I won't even address it. My taste buds were numb. My audience I will no longer be considered the connoisseur of coffee. Oh, no, it's not pumpkin spice. Like I said, I wasn't totally sure. When you have 4 pots of coffee, they start blending together. I'm distraught. I'm perplexed. It was cinnamon dolce. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, fans of my show. I'm sorry. How many cups of coffee have I had? I don't know, RJ. I've been up for 4 or 5 hours. How many cups would a man like me have in 4 or 5 hours? I promise you I'm having at least 2 an hour. At least 2 an hour. Lisa Smith, thank you for joining. I'll tell you what, Lisa Smith, if she keeps bringing me fresh coffee, we will be happy to be back together. But although she's angry about me not knowing the flavor. Oh, well, I knew it was a flavored coffee. I knew it wasn't the Sumatra. I knew it wasn't the Morning Joe, and I knew it wasn't the Fall Blend. Apparently, in your 4th pot of coffee, when you're half awake, because I say half awake because I'm very positive. Do I ever grind beans? No, I don't, RJ. We have 2 little babies in the house, and if we ground beans, that's a loud, annoying sound. And it would wake up the babies, and it would scare the whole home. So no, I never grind beans. I always buy coffee pre-ground. As a matter of fact, the coffee maker I personally generally would use is the most basic Mr. Coffee you can buy, and it's like $20. The coffee maker I'm enjoying now is a fancier coffee, Mr. Coffee maker, and it's got various buttons, and I think you can even program it. I don't know how to do anything except push the button that says go. So I don't know how to program. I'm a simple man with very simple needs. I had a great weekend. Brian, where have you been? Where have you been, Brian Finnegan? Brian, are you in St. Charles or Geneva? I know RJ is from Batavia. Maybe you guys should hang out together. Oh, it uses a paper filter. Buy coffee beans at Costco, and you can blend them at Costco. Sandra Lynn, sounds like a few extra steps. But I appreciate it. This past week, so I've been super busy. Brian, is your mother-in-law not a fan of Coffee with Ken? I would think she'd be a huge fan of Coffee with Ken. And I would picture the Finnegans sitting around their phones watching me talk and drink my coffee. West Chicago, St. Charles. All right. Oh, I love the cinnamon dolce. I feel like a sham, but it's not fair. It's not fair. My taste buds were burnt off. I guessed my coffee wrong. You still have my gift card Starbucks for your birthday. Well, you're in West Chicago. When am I going to score that gift card? I go to Starbucks almost every day. I get to spend 2 hours there today. Editing my videos. Forever Fit, who's Forever Fit, wants us both to train for a 5K. Forever Fit, I don't think that running is good for me at this point in my life. I started working out about a month ago and originally started running on the treadmill, and my knee started hurting and hurting more and hurting more. And it's one of those things, while I know it's good, it burns calories and it's good for your lungs and overall body health, I started to worry that is the damage I'm doing to my knee worth the caloric benefit and the cardio benefit? And I'm not sure that it is. So yeah, treadmill may cause more pain, but be careful, Ken. Again, I'm haven't been. I think of you because Forever Fit hops on and tells me to work on cardio as well. I do. You say walking counts. I'm an avid walker, but I don't know just how much that does. I walk every day. I walk my dog. I walk around. I'm active. Look at me. I'm singing and dancing in front of you. Does dancing while I'm sitting down count as cardio? I don't know what that is. What the hell is that? It's not good, whatever it is. Walk on treadmill, full incline, full sweat in 10 minutes. Well, I could do that, RJ. That sounds hard. Sounds hard. That sounds hard. But it sounds good. And it sounds low impact. Lose the treadmill. I could go to Four Lakes and walk up the hill several times today. Maybe I could find somebody to come to Four Lakes with me and walk up the hill. We could take our babies to the top of the hill and just for fun, roll them down. Wouldn't want to do that. That wouldn't be very nice to our little babies. But anyway, let's have a little more coffee. But anyway, oh my gosh, I've talked for 50 minutes. I've talked for 50 minutes already. You know what that means to me? A lot of editing. It takes me about several hours to edit an hour worth of video. And my key grip was asking me yesterday, well, are you caught up now that you're not working at Starbucks, or excuse me, at Super Target? You probably caught up. And yesterday I started watching a video that was like an hour and 10 minutes long. And I'm still not done with it today. Yeah. Oh no, you'll never get it edited. I know. I never will get it edited. But anyway, it is Monday morning and the sun is shining. And after a weekend of overcast skies and rain, it looks like we're back to beautiful, beautiful, beautiful early fall weather. RJ asked, have I ever watched the Kenathon? RJ, I am not up to the Kenathon yet. I am not up to the Kenathon. I'm going in order. And 3 weeks ago, I was doing videos just like this. And every day I watch a new one. And every day I find 10 videos out of every 40-minute show that I do that are worth posting as shorts. And some of them have very good content in them. And some of them are very funny. And some of them are just so stupid that I can't help but post them as short little videos. And when I'll get to the Kenathon in due time. But that was a 3-hour one, and that sounds somewhat painful. Why did I leave Target? I left Target because I'm transitioning careers away from shelf stocking to full-time content creation, into full-time content creation. I'm good at this. I enjoy this. I think this provides value to the audience and to people watching, and whether it's just entertainment or humor or inspiration from time to time. I think in life you get roughly paid what you're worth, and I was getting paid what I was worth stocking shelves at Super Target, and what I was worth was $15.50 an hour. And I want to take that next step, and sometimes you got to burn the bridges and take a plunge, and that's what I'm doing here. And I'm figuring ways to monetize this, and I'm selling merchandise, and I'm posting tons of videos, and I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm making a difference, and I'm working out, and I'm working on my relationships, and I'm working on my financials and my spiritual self and my own mental health. And it feels really, 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 really good. RJ needs to know what my perfect sandwich is. Right now, I'm picturing like a corned beef sandwich. I don't know with what. Brown mustard, maybe a dark rye. I'm salivating. But anyway, I'm going to go, and I so appreciate you guys for watching. I so appreciate you sharing part of your Monday with me, sharing a cup of coffee with me, and a pot as well. And so appreciate you following along in my journey. And again, just being a part of the morning and a part of my day and a part of my story. So hope you guys had a wonderful night's sleep. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you are excited. Excited about the day. Excited about the week ahead of you. And loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.